So here to weigh in on all of the big news this evening, Charlie Hurt, political columnist at the Washington Times and a Fox News contributor, and Adrian Elrod, strategic communications director for the Hillary Clinton campaign and a Democratic strategist. So, Charlie, let me start with you. He's got to build the wall. He promised it up and down. He has some supporters, who are no longer supporters because they are very frustrated with the recent omnibus bill and also the wall. How's he going to do it?
Well, first of all, this idea of getting the military to pay for the wall is great politics for the president, as usual. He's got very good instincts on this. It's a way for him to highlight the fact that here was this centralized campaign promise that, by all accounts, got him elected president. And he comes to Washington, and Democrats, Republicans, the swamp, the establishment, everybody is opposed to this thing, and he is pushing for it. And obviously he comes up with the most creative, imaginative ways to try to figure out how to do it. The problem is, of course, getting the military, trying to redirect money out of DOD to building the wall means that you're going to have to get a vote from Congress. Ed is exactly right. You can't just do that because the money that's directed to go to the Pentagon by Congress is supposed to pay for specific things. So it's difficult. But in the meantime, while he's trying to get his way, it's a great argument to be making.
Yeah. Obviously, you have a huge defense budget, as the president pointed out, big jumps in defense. That has to go, Adrian, to the kind of things that the president has been talking about. C-130s that, come in on their nose because they don't have landing gear that works. That has to be the priority. But he got $1.6 billion in the omnibus bill. Then there'll be another bill that starts in October 1st. If it's going to take 20-something billion to build this wall, it looks like the president's going to try to do it in bits and pieces and just keep adding on to that budget.
Yeah, look, Charlie calls this great politics. I call this ludicrous. I mean, bottom line, he absolutely cannot get this funding for the wall in the current Pentagon budget because Congress did not appropriate that funding. That is the law. That is the way the system works. So if he actually wants to get some sort of funding for the wall in this military budget, he's got to go back to Congress. He's got to make the request, and Congress has to pass it. So, we can talk about this all day. We can call it great politics. We can try to, show that maybe Trump is still fighting for this wall that the swamp and many, a majority of Americans and a majority of people in Washington don't want. But ultimately, he's got to go about it a different way.
But the fascinating thing about the way we've watched President Trump work so far is that he throws out some sort of big idea, and then he gets a little piece of it. And so, it's likely that may be what we see happen this time. Charlie, quick, and then I want to get you on the VA.
The president always comes at things with a completely fresh way of looking at it and comes up with very imaginative ways of doing things. And people around here can't believe it because nobody's thought like that in this town.
Because it's not the way the system works, and it's not legal. It's not. You have to go through an appropriation process.
He's not happy with the system. All right, let's talk about the new director of the VA, who is the president's doctor as well, and a Navy Rear Admiral. Here is the really memorable news conference that he gave after he examined the president and spoke to an incredulous press that, just had some feeling that they just weren't getting the whole story. Watch this.
Can you assess the president's mental fitness for office?
I had absolutely no concerns about his cognitive ability.
Explain to me how a guy who eats McDonald's and fried chicks and all those Diet Cokes and who never exercises is in as good a shape as you say he's in.
It's called genetics. I don't know.
Is there anything you're keeping from us for privacy reasons?
I can promise you there's absolutely nothing that I'm withholding from this. I told the president that if he had a healthier diet over the last 20 years, he might live to be 200 years old. I don't know.
No doubt this person was endeared to the president after that news conference. And as he said, they work in close proximity. Seem like they have a good relationship. How's he going to be running the VA, though, Charlie?
Well, obviously, that's a big question because running an organization like the VA, especially one that is as screwed up as the VA is a very tall order and doesn't necessarily require the exact same credentials. But without a doubt, I don't think anybody can question this guy's qualifications and his integrity and his commitment to the country and to doing the right thing.
Adrian, there's call for a big shakeup, that the entire system of the way the VA is run doesn't work, that it's too government run and it needs to have some sort of private mix. Is the possibility, does it exist, that we might see some real actual reform here?
Well, we'll see, and I certainly hope so. I mean, the VA has had so many issues for so long, and this is somewhat irrelevant of who the current president happens to be and what party affiliation he is. It is simply the fact that the VA has a lot of cleaning up to do. So I hope that this guy, if he gets confirmed, can actually get in there and set things straight.
I think everybody can agree on that. Thanks, you guys.